Welcome to my YouTube channel. As always, the norm, I will be discussing post-election period in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe always hold elections, but the outcome are always without its controversy. As I'm speaking, Councillor-elect Ombaraishe Nende and the party supporter Sonele Mukulani were allegedly abducted by the security agents on Saturday. They were admitted at a private hospital in Harare. And the party, the CCC President Nelson Chamisa, visited them this morning to check on their health situation.
Well, I've just seen the two citizens who were thoroughly tortured upon their abduction and kidnapping. They reiterated to me the circumstances under which they were abducted. It's very unfortunate. I'm extremely concerned that people are being subjected to torture, terror, on account of politics. It's clear that the people who were torturing them are people who are known, are people we must be able to trace, because I'm told that they're Christians, and I'm sure the state can do what is supposed to be done to be able to deal with these issues and to be able to deal with this challenge.
Or do you see them dealing with these guys?
Well, we are going to take this matter up with the relevant authorities, the police, to make sure that investigations are done. And of course, we are going to raise this issue internationally and also with the region to say this is unacceptable. After freedom of choice, you don't expect torture. People have just voted. It was a sham election, a disputed election, a flawed election. But beyond that, you torture people for what reason? And this is a serious issue. They were being tortured. The reason why they were being tortured is because they said, we don't have information of what your Chamisa is doing. I don't do things Nicodemously or undercover. What we do openly, peacefully, constitutionally. And we have rights, and we'll exercise those rights within the confines of what is accepted in the law.
What does this mean? What does this mean in terms of the security of citizens?
The security and protection of citizens is a big issue. But what it also tells you is that it's clear that Mr. Mnangagwa does not have the consent of the people of Zimbabwe. You don't use force where there's love. You don't use coercion where you have persuaded people. It's clear that there is a clear position that we want this flawed election resounding at all levels. And that's why there's this kind of backlash. It's anger, it's bitterness that the people have decided. And the people want change. And that change is coming. These are the telltale signs of the darkest hour before dawn. A lot of people I know are agonizing, are worried. They've lost the confidence. But tell you what, change is coming. Freedom is coming. I know what I'm talking about. You can never stop an idea whose time has come. All these are manifestations of a challenge, but a challenge that is just coming before the celebration that is coming.
After the visit, the president was enraged to see that they are still in a dire situation after the beating and torture by state security. The lawyers representing the two, Dog Coltart, as well as Tapiwa Muchineripi, were arrested for objecting the view by the police to interview the said or the abducted two people. Then they were subjected to torture and all sort of harassment because the lawyers representing the two refused to allow the police to interview the abducted two guys. So the suspects are being, as I'm speaking, all those who are being or suspected of supporting the Triple C are in danger. In the rural areas, all CC supporters are subjected to torture and they are being harassed or removed from resettled areas because they are suspected of supporting Nelson Chamisa. So the torture is continuing, it's an ongoing process, and to my surprise, people like Jonathan Moyo, who is in exile in Kenya, is also on the rise every day, talking about Nelson Chamisa, talking about bad things about Nelson Chamisa. Well, Nelson Chamisa is fighting for the suffering of Zimbabweans. Look at the numbers of the youth who are in diaspora, trying to look for green pastures, running away from arrest in Zimbabwe, running away from poverty in Zimbabwe, trying to salvage anything that they get outside of the country. It is a dire situation every time after the elections in Zimbabwe. Is this a good thing to foment or to torture your colleagues, your countrymen, because they are voting for the opposition? This is a dire situation. Zimbabweans, viewers all over the country, viewers outside the country, please assist us. Is this good? What should Zimbabwe do? What should Zimbabweans do? It is a dire situation. It is a terrible situation. Please, God assist us in this dire situation.